Well, I'm back with some more opinions. Also, boy, sure, a lot of people out there that seems like more haters than I've ever seen before. Matter of fact, I guess I'm a little surprised at how many haters come over from the followers of Jeremy. And I'm not sure why they feel like they have to be so vicious in their attack or opinions or whatever. They can call it anything they want. It's just not a very good reflection on them. Certainly not on their souls. But listen, we all know what we are. I know that I'm just trying to give you an honest outlook on how I see things. And some of you go to a channel and you listen to the words and you repeat the words as if they were your own. And then the negative part is you put words in my mouth and make it sound as if I said them, and I didn't. You assume things that aren't true. You don't know me, but yet you would judge me. Boy, what a sad state of affairs. I'd hate to be you. Man, that life would really suck if you really feel that way about a lot of people out there. I know how Jeremy feels because on his channel, he said all his subs, all they wanted was something out of him. And he didn't say it in a positive way, by the way. And if you want to listen to it, go back a few weeks ago or about a month ago on his live show and listen just to what he thinks about you guys. Well, I know. You figured, well, he was just a little upset, so he took it out on everybody around him. You know, that's what women say the same thing when they live with somebody that beats on them. They figure it's not his fault, it's their fault. So there you go. Yeah, he was on there threatening to go to everybody's door that said anything negative about him. Matter of fact, he said 99.99% of them were nothing but cowards and crybabies, and if he was to knock on their door, they would cry like a little baby and run. Or call the police on him. So I put a vid up there, as you know, and I invited him to my house. Told him I wouldn't call the police. That I wouldn't back down. Actually, the only restriction I really put on him was that he had to have a good attitude, and I didn't want to see a camera. I had some people comment something about, well, maybe he'd want a camera, you know, to show how it went. Well, if we had a meeting and the meeting was over, I guarantee you he'd get right on his internet and let you know how it went. And he would certainly put up a video as soon as he got back in his car or truck or whatever he had at the time, because he wouldn't be able to wait to tell you. But let me tell you, Mr. Jeremy, that invitation is over. The door's closed. You didn't take it. You didn't bring it up. I think your own minions kind of told me your attitude. Yeah. They were in full attack the last few days. So, well, like I say, it sucks to be you. I don't have any such hate in my heart, nor do I preach it. I tell you like it is, it's just an honest opinion. That's what it is. And I don't know what else we can say about it. What do you think? You know, those of you that just have a difference in opinion, you're more than welcome to express them, as long as you don't keep berating and coming on there and just list 4 or 5 right in a row of the same thing over and over and over, trying to fill up space on my computer or on my channel. That's just BS, and you know it. That's child's play. You know, maybe it is somebody too young to know. A lot of you are trying to disparage me by telling me I don't care about a child. That's a vicious lie. That's disrespect. And you know better. The fact that I want to let Department of Human Services handle it because that's the legal party back there that does make those determinations. There again, you're attacking me because of you don't believe in what they say or do because they're not doing everything exactly your way. We see, I'm not there. I can't make a decision. I've never met the child. I know nothing about that child other than that she was adopted. Others have said, why don't I take Lynette and bring her here and give her a house? Why would I want to do that? I already told you I don't particularly care for her personality. Just because I've called Jeremy out a few times, you think that I love the other party? You got to be kidding me. You're a bigger fool than I thought. To come on here and say something like that? Oh boy, that's foolish. What I do call out is what I look at as being overbearing. People become overbearing, judgmental, beyond what it should be. So we have police, we have judges, magistrates. We have a lot of things in place to try to take care of these things. If you feel that some of them aren't being done right, it still doesn't make it my problem. I didn't do it. I've had problems with neighbors over the years at different times, but I've been able to settle it with the neighbor. Matter of fact, I'm 80 years old and I've never once called the police on a neighbor. I don't know what's the matter with you guys. You guys that want to give me such a bad time. You can't tell me that you agree with everything that Jeremy says and does. I can't believe you do. You may hide from it. Then that's okay. I understand. Like he said, there are people that are scared of it. You cry like a baby, run. You're afraid of being confronted, aren't you? Oh boy. Maybe he was right about something. Maybe he was talking about his own people. He does like to talk about his own people. You know that, right? You know, if you look behind him, like a lot of people told me, he said, look at his history, and I did. And what I found out is in his history, there's very few people back there that he did business with that he gets along with. Very few, if any. And in fact, a little over a month ago, he went on his channel and he said that he didn't get along with those people that he had collabs with. He'll never do it. That's amazing. Do you think he was lying about that he don't get along with him, or he didn't like him, or something? Are you telling me that he lied about that, or the fact? I mean, it's kind of an oxymoron there. Let's see. He disparaged Otter Creek. He said that in the place in the other state that he lives in, that area up there, those people have 6 times bigger heart than they do in Otter Creek. How do the people of Otter Creek feel about that? Let me know. I mean, you listened to him, or did you hear him? You can go back, I think it was a little over a month ago, one of his live Sundays. He puts it on there. He tells you what he thinks of you. Wasn't it something about dealers with illicit medications, if you want to call them medications, on every corner. Well, you know, I haven't visited Otter Creek, but I've had people there tell me that that's not true. They said they have problems just like any other little town, but they all seem to be able to live around each other. But that's not the impression I got from Jeremy. I mean, he said there's a few good people there. Of course, those are people that hang around him and agree with everything he says. I mean, my understanding, I mean, I don't know if they're going to call it Hales View or Hales Village or Jeremy's Haven, Hales Haven. I mean, when are you guys going to change the name of your town? Because right now, well, of course, he's already give you a different name. He took the T's out and put the D's in. D is in dog, but actually it's supposed to be T's. Otter Creek. But he would have it calling another name. And most people I see now on there that have never been there, that don't really know anything about it, do call it by the name that Jeremy calls it. When was the last time on his channel that he was willing to call it by the name that was given to it by the people that formed the town? By the reason the town was named that town. Kind of amazing. I mean, you guys don't care? I really have a better impression of you than that. I can't imagine that you like it when you go somewhere and they say, oh, you're from, and you're thinking Otter Creek and they say something different. They say it with two D's. I think that's disrespectful myself. I wouldn't like somebody that did that. Why would he want to take the worst aspect of something in town and name the people of the town after something so despicable? If you guys like it, I mean, I understand. You know, I don't know if life sucks or what, but it looked to me like there was a lot of happy people there at one time. Kind of, you know, relaxing, kick back life. Gee whiz. You know, I've lived in poor communities or small communities, and I've lived in large cities. My preference over a large city is the small town. Of course, that's just my preference. I never renamed a town. Never. I haven't ever done that. I've had my opinions of the different towns I lived in, but none of them were negative or bad. I guess I didn't look for that aspect of a community. The other day I had somebody mad at me because of my belief of life itself. I said, you know, we're getting to the point where, you know, you think of an older person, they're not useful, so why have them around? And I said, you know, matter of fact, they have that way about the beginning of life. That a fetus isn't necessarily a person, and that it can be destroyed. And I said, well, that goes against my beliefs. I really believe that life begins at conception, and I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me, and that's the way it is. That's what you've been brought to believe, and I guess I think in a different manner. Life is precious, whether it be human or other. It is so precious that people will fight to stay alive. Kind of like an oxymoron too, isn't it? Well, why, those of you that want to see peace, and why would you attack me when I tell you that I don't see the peaceful end of it out there? When I look at that other channel, and I look at hundreds of things that have been broadcast in videos out there, and most of them are negative. In the last year, the biggest share is far negative than positive. If you live in a world of negatives, there's something wrong and you need to stop and change it. You need to look for the good things in life and leave the bad things, say goodbye to them. If you think it's right that all of you get on there and pick on one person because you have an opposing view, and your view is only one that's been given by someone else, well, you know, I would hate to be thinking that I was going to be part of the flock, that I was going to be sheep. In this case, who's the goat? Who's the leader? I guess we all know who you figure is, but well, all I can tell you is, as much as you hate this poor guy here, I don't hold that same animosity for you. Part of it's self-preservation is why I feel that way. I know that hate would eat my soul up. Your soul is precious. It's something that you have made on a blank plate and brought it into what you are today. And I would hope that it's something that you're proud of, not that all you can see are negative aspects of life. When I walk out this door, what I see is the green grass and the trees and the beautiful sky, the sun up there. If it happens to be raining, then I know it's raining on the vegetation out here to make it grow so that we might have something to either eat or the animals we love are using that same as their fodder. F-O-D-D-E-R. Yeah, there's a lot of things out there to be thankful for. I remember Dean Martin used to have a joke. He said something about alcohol and being a drunk. And he said something to the effect, not the exact words, but I feel sorry for all you teetotalers out there. When you get up in the morning, that's the best you're going to feel. That was Dean Martin. And I hope all of you understand it really was a joke that he was saying that most of the time the alcohol is nothing more than a prop. I don't know how many people feel the same way, but I can tell you this. If you see a glass and it's half full, at least you have the outlook on life that is a better life than the person that walked up to it and said, it's half empty. And I know that's an old saying and that you feel it's worn out, but at least it's a truism. It reflects the personality of the person that you're talking to. Life is that way. As far as me trying to stay away from the subject of that poor little girl, that you guys have said that I have no heart, no feelings, and I rarely say anything about it. And there's good reason I don't. Number one, I'm not an expert. And I don't want something I say cause a problem to her and the people that love her in any way. I don't want the stink of what's going on around her right now by everybody that seems to know better than she does. How it'll carry through when she's a teenager in high school and people remind her of the things that she may or may not be going through right now. There's going to be a lot of disparaging remarks about her and her family. She may love the people around her. I don't know. I'm not there. I didn't see it. But the things that you're putting out on the internet, where you tell half-truths and you expand on things that aren't true. It's like the old fisherman's tale. Goes fishing, he comes home. While he was out there, he caught a fish 6 inches long. The fish grew on the way home. Because when he got home, he said, "Did you go fishing?" He said, "Sure, I did." "Did you catch anything?" "Yes, I did." With a big fish. Well, how big was it? 12 inches. Now you see, if he'd have kept his mouth shut before he said that, or he said it would have been truth. He did go fishing. He did catch a fish. But when it come to the size of it, he expounded on it. Unfortunately, you people would like to follow somebody that likes to do the same thing. My opinion, that's all. My opinion. So how much can you expand the truth before it becomes a lie? Only your heart and judgment will know the difference between a lie and the truth. And it's very easy to turn the truth into a lie by how you describe what you're talking about. You don't need to put words in my mouth. I know what I'm saying, and I know what you're trying to do. I'm not stupid. Sometimes I think the ones that do that aren't too sharp. They can't think everybody's as foolish as they are for saying something like that. You know, when you want to repeat somebody else's words, like the one you're following, you want to think back a little bit and think, you know, what it would be like to stand on your own 2 feet. Step back and be neutral and tell your story. Oh yeah, I know. The biggest share of you have a channel not to put a video out. No, it's to go out there and tell somebody else how to do it. Keyboard experts. You know, I mean, you know, Jeremy said those keyboard warriors that attack him. Actually, they don't really attack so much as they critique what he's doing, and he don't like it. Well, I don't know. I told you the door is closed now for good old Jeremy to, you know, he couldn't make up his mind apparently. He said that he was going to pay a visit to all those people, keyboard warriors. And they were going to cry like a baby. Call the police, Simon, run for the hills. Now you know that I said I wouldn't do that, and I don't wear diapers. I hope you think I wouldn't run. I can't. I have to stand my ground. Well, for all of you that come to my channel for advice and don't mind my opinion, I really thank you. I really think you're the greatest people in the world, that you have an open mind and are willing to listen to me tell you what's on it. And I try to listen to everything that all of you out there tell me to. And those things are important to you and to me because they're a teaching tool. You can let me know sometimes if I'm wrong and when I'm wrong. And a lot of you tell me when you think I'm right. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate it no matter what you say. What I don't appreciate is if for some reason somebody comes in and starts beating on me. It's my biggest problem I've had with my channel, believe it or not, is the people who come over from Jeremy's channel. And I can't help but thinking, what is it that he says or does that makes him hate everybody outside of that circle? Is he the only right person in the world? The only perfect person I know is my Savior, Jesus Christ. I know some of you are very good people and you don't believe in Christianity, and that's just okay. I'm not going to argue with you about it or anything like that. I can tell you the effect I've had, or the effect Christianity has had on me. And there have been times where I've let you kind of in on that part, but I'm not a preacher. I'm not enough of an expert to tell you all that how it works, the inner workings. I do open the Bible from time to time to look for answers. I have read it several times, some parts more. Sometimes it can be it certainly can be your advice for you. It can be your safe haven for your mental issues. It can be a start towards changing your feelings so that you feel much better about yourself and others. The one thing I can tell you is that eventually any hate you may have had will leave. My moment in my life, and if you want to listen, do. If you don't, you don't have to. But my moment, when I asked Christ to help me out, was a moment in my life where things were very down. And I didn't know what I wanted the next moment to even come about. It wasn't just how things were down, but I myself felt bad about me. Part of it is sometimes you can't always control yourself because you're too spoiled with the way you do things. Anything you do is right, even though it's not right with the Lord. I was burdened, and the one thing I asked was that it be lifted, that I couldn't stand it any longer. And immediately, a feeling of euphoria that I've never experienced came about. That was my experience. It's been a long journey since then. The realization of never being perfect on this earth until such time as our Savior comes back. I don't beat myself up as much because I haven't been able to stay on that path. It's always given me a goal for me to do my best that I can, knowing that I have to ask forgiveness on a regular basis. I'm human. I can tell you without certainty I am Christian. I don't hold you to the same standard in any way. I've known too many good people that don't believe in a higher deity. I can only hope that they someday can come through and find something to take them into the next life. It doesn't have to be, but I think enough of people to hope that we will all meet again when we're done here. Like I say, what you do, that's yours. You don't have to follow my path. There's a lot of people out there that would try to lead you down the path of Christianity that have no intent whatsoever to make you a Christian, because they aren't. They would take you down the wrong path. Well, that's about all I can explain on it. I don't want to get into preaching, and I don't have a pulpit in here either handy so that I can do that. It's a joke. I mean, I was telling a joke there about the pulpit. Please understand. There's a shout out to a person named Granny. The other day, I told her I'd pray for her. She likes to come on once in a while, and I know her heart's in the right place, and she gives advice. And it's good advice. It's not bad. But not necessarily lined up with some of the things I was saying, but I said I would pray for her anyway. And she came back and said that she would pray for me too, so thank you, Granny. I appreciate it. All prayers, they're done in faith. They make you feel good, and I feel good about it. Please keep on you praying. I need it, and I'll keep on praying for you too. I don't have anything more to say other than I hope all of you have a good day. Don't get upset with me, please. Just give me a little room. Thanks. With that, I'll see you next time I put a video up, or unless you put one that I can follow. Oh yeah, shout out to Middletown's best, Super Dave, Thomas Collins, two Lees in the pod, Bruce. Thank you out there. You're an inspiration on these channels when you come in with good legal advice. I hope I didn't miss anybody out there. I've got another guy out there that is always positive on my channel. He knows Jeremy from way back. What I'll do on my next video, I'm going to put how to connect up with that guy. Like I say, he knows Jeremy from the very beginning. And I'll let him tell his story, because when you look through there, you'll see it's there. He's a good guy. His channel isn't real big, but he doesn't, I don't know if he's really trying to grow it or not. I think he enjoys getting on there and saying a few things. He doesn't wear it out, though. Trying to think, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to get their word across. Pirate, he's had his problems with Jeremy. Guapo, you all know what's going on there. I think that Guapo himself he's got a personality that I think everybody loves. When you watch him, he's very, very open, full of enthusiasm. If you tried to compare him and Jeremy side by side, I mean, it's night and day in the way they are able to grab their audience. And I know he's a young guy, but believe me, he's got his head on straight. From what I've seen, he's doing his best. He's trying to walk the walk. Give him a little leeway. Guapo, you're a good person. I know you are. And I know you're going to grow a lot more than you are now. And I'm not talking about width. I'm just talking about as a person. I know you're on a health kick right now, so, and good luck with all that. You're having so much fun, it makes me wish I was a lot younger so I could get on one of them ski-doos and get out there and kick around in the water too. The younger group out there have a lot of enthusiasm. You know, when I see Super Dave get on there with that smile of his, and I get a kick out of watching him on there. He's quite the guy. I did enjoy getting on his channel with him and talking, so it's probably kind of hard since I talk a lot slower than he does. With that, I'm going to let you go. I've been trying to get off here and did not. See you later.